Welcome to the Mini of the Month podcast, where we discuss the Mini of the Week that's picked by our moderators on the Patreon Discord of this guy. So if you want a chance, join the Patreon Discord.
Yeah.
And maybe
posting grand
we will pick you from your post in the grand reveal to talk about with this guy. Although that might not happen very often.
Well,
Everyone's
today.
here.
Yes, today. Yeah, I'm excited to look at some minis. I get to see them every week, but now I get to see them once a month too.
We're going to start off with Spexador, who is somewhere in the background here painting a miniature.
Nice.
He picked some cool ass minis, and first
ass minis, nice.
First we have an honorary mention for fastest heretic on the block, who painted this awesome tank.
Yeah.
I really like the smoke effects.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people hold back on and do, like not going the full way, like adding cool effects. And he both did epic stuff with like snow effects on the tires and like on top of the tank, like it's been out for a bit and they just activated it, so it's still like freezing in the tracks and stuff. And yeah, the explosion effect coming out of the would have been really nice is one of these LED filaments.
Oh yeah, that would have been the upgrade for sure.
Even cooler, but yeah, even with that said, like it's really nice to see some creative work.
Yeah,
Epic.
I like that he left some of the snow on the gun barrel thing.
It's epic.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then we move on to the winner of this week's Mini of the Week, which was Lukas Gamard with two different sets of miniatures. First up are these really cool...
Who has time to paint that many minis in a week?
I know. And to that quality level,
yeah,
the colors he always picks are absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the positivity, like there is many obviously styles in miniature painting, and he has a very clear sort of like old school style in terms of like how he highlights and stuff. Yeah. But he also adds a little bit of volume to it, so it really does pop a bit more than if he had just done like the edge highlighting. But like with the colors, it feels very like old heavy metal, which I like. It's a very nice and neat style that. And obviously he nails that style, so it's always fun to see.
The old world miniatures really are made for this kind of style.
Yeah, yeah, but even with that, like these are some pretty ugly minis, and he's made them look really good. So I think he's done a great job with with that.
I also really like the desert bases.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
And are they usually painted with the red stones? Because I feel like that looks good.
Yeah, no, I think usually they're just like gray. Yeah. But then the print and what are they called? The epic basing cactuses, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also did a gigantic squad
Black
of orcs.
Yeah. Frick yeah. No, and again, like it's like a nice combination of old and new school, with like the highlighting and stuff, and yeah, just overall very clean. It's really underrated to paint like cleanly and have clear separation between different parts. And
yeah, he really manages to push those shadows, which creates that separation.
Yeah. It's nice. 10 out of 10. Would eat.
And then the week after, we go to the picks of M.
Nice.
And the first honorary mention is by Nickatknight, who painted this Night Haunt.
Yeah. Not the Night Haunt, but the Night Haunt.
The Night.
Yeah.
Haunt.
Mr. Nagash himself.
I'm not gonna touch it anymore. You touch it.
Yeah, I think again, big one for me is colors, and I feel like he's done some really nice color selections. The gold mixed with the turquoise, like the blue-green, it's really nice. It's got the orange kind of as a complementary color from below.
And on the sword.
Yeah, and I feel like it just ties it together with the eyes too. So you have like a triad for pretty much every like color in the piece, like comes back in like so there's a lot of interesting things to discover on the piece. But this one is just honorary mention. I think is like it's really well painted. So could have been a mini of the month as well. For all I know, just really well painted.
The
Nice. Yeah.
actual mini of the week is
Mhm.
by Ursa, and I think this is from Star Wars Legion.
Yeah, it looks like it, at least in terms of scale.
Yeah, the base
Yeah, I
is
think so.
also.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to lead?
Sure. I really like the texture and the fabric.
Freehand on the fabric.
Yeah. It looks really good. Plus, there's a lot of definition between all the sections, and it's very smooth.
Sorry.
Cut!
I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
Super dry.
It is.
Let's go.
But yeah, I really like also like how the leg, it's very smooth painted.
Yeah.
Very
With textures
clean.
too.
Yeah.
I think just overall you can see that it has a really, really good brush control from
Yeah.
the highlighting, the face, the freehand, everything is just done to the same level. It's really nice.
The base is also.
Get some moist in the mouth again.
Okay.
For me, it's the values, how he manages to go, or she, I don't know, Ursa, how they manage to go from the darker yellow to the lighter yellow, and in the face as well.
Yeah.
The difference in brightness is amazing.
Yeah, overall, freaking 10 out of 10. Let's go.
Next up, we're in the week after by Dr. Jenkins. And our first honorary mention is by, we almost know, Sean Gorman.
Sugar man.
I like the colors he's chosen very much here. The red blood really contrasts well with the blue armor and the dead skin.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it's part of the mini or if he's done like the freehand on the head,
Yeah.
like the red.
And
Just
the hand.
yeah, but things like that. I think on the hand it's veins,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Although
no, it's blood
it's
dripping.
blood.
But I think just these like red details on the legs and the head.
Yeah.
That feels like war paint. Just does so much for the miniature, and yeah, it would have been really like without those parts. I feel like you would like lack maybe something, but here he really like managed to get some the little extra thing to the mini that makes it look poppin'.
Yeah, adds the warmth back in what would otherwise be a very cold miniature.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then next up, we have another honorary mention by WarDemonStudios.
Oh yeah.
Crazy red to dark red black transitions on every armor panel.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And this is one of those Games Workshop minis that I think I don't know if it's official Games Workshop, but Warhammer minis with just like originally too much detail.
Far too much.
And despite that, you have a really clear separation of every part. So
Yeah.
like you don't feel like it's over like saturated with details just because they managed to paint it so clean. So that's a strength to be proud of. And
Yeah.
just like painting clean is key for these type of minis.
Yeah, this could easily be a miniature where you just look at it and go, there's so much going on, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know what I'm looking at.
No.
So really well done on that. And I
Yeah.
kind of like the blue Space Marine Corps at the
Yeah.
bottom because it pools the colors,
Yeah.
makes the red look more red.
I also like the leather on the legs.
Mhm.
Kind of brings everything a bit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Good job.
And then the winner for this week
The
was
winner.
Wheeler.
Wheeler is the winner. I mean, like,
OSL.
yeah,
Really
I think,
grimdark.
So I think it's an underrated skill to be able to paint something very muted and still be able to catch your eye.
Yeah.
And this piece is that, like, it's a very muted piece, but you still want to look more at it. And like a perfect balance of like the OSL red on the legs
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't take over from the lava on the base. So it feels like it's part of the environment, and that is something really nice.
Yeah, in your first take, you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good paint job.
Yeah.
And then as you look more at it, you start discovering all
Yeah.
these really cool bits of paint job.
Yeah.
Very subtle highlights.
It's one of those where you can see that it's a very artistic person painting it. Like he hasn't focused on technique; he's focused on the artistic side, and I always appreciate that more personally, maybe than having the perfect technique. So it's something to be proud of and keep working on, and keep staying true to the creative side. That's like the most important part of the mini. So yeah.
Then, last week of this mini of the month, by our very own Lilith, who's also over there painting, we get this really cool Stormcast Eternals / Cities of Sigmar combo, and my absolute favorite is that guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
And like mustache man, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Winner for me. Best mini ever.
I think this is kind of like the perfect balance of speed and quality too, because a lot of times I tend to fall into the I need to paint this to a really high level, blah 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 blah, and like need to have every detail perfect. But for this army or warband, I assume it's for Mordheim. I don't know if it is, but it kind of looks like it. You have like the grimdark feel, and still the quality is high. And he's managed to squeeze out 8 minis or 9, 10 minis, and still keep a really high quality.
Good
and
done, Harvey.
Kept
Good
like
job.
the perfect balance. I feel like so every mini still looks really really great. So that's positive, and just look at details like this in the book is there is some thought behind it, which I like.
I don't know if we mentioned the name, but well done, Harvey Dormer. And then we have another honorary mention, Zhank. He recently joined the Patreon Discord, and he's been really, for somebody who's not long in the hobby, doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Nah, and with this type of paint job, you can see that this is a person that is going to develop really fast into a really really good painter. And even if some parts are rough, you can see that the what do you call it, there is purpose behind every brushstroke, and that they understand what makes a good looking miniature and what like how the technique works. And from here on out, like it's just practicing, like looking at other minis and comparing, and in just a couple of months you're probably gonna be able to win local painting competitions, and in a year maybe even like Golden Demon if you just keep practicing. So it's a really good paint job.
It's also fun to follow his journey and see how he's evolving over the.
It reminds me a bit about Stefan Jenkins when he joined the Patreon, and hopefully we can see the same journey kind of.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have this big boy by Samdlis as the winner.
Big bad boy. This scheme reminds me a bit of Lukas Army, and I just love the color scheme, and I think it was a nice choice to add red as well as a third color to the army. Just makes the face pop so much on the mini. Again, it's very similar to the mini we saw before. You can see that there's some really like high-end ideas in the paint job with the non-metallic metal and the stippling and the textures and the freehand and everything. And I think the way from here is gonna be just amazing. More even cooler minis and a great, really, really, really great job.
Yeah, the freehand looks really good. I also like that the pauldrons are kind of look like the gold, but not really.
Yeah,
like it's
it's a soft like nuance color. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I also like the amount of highlighting that we've managed to do on the red and the gold.
Yeah,
to really
I think the red is the best part.
Yeah, absolutely. It really pulls in your focus, going like, oh, there's the head.
Yeah.
And then you see the rest of the mini. And that really works well for me.
Paint the town red. That's what they say.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I
pretty
guess
cool minis.
that's what we could start doing now because we're done with this.
Yeah.
So you want to go out and do that?
Paint a bunch of faces.
I don't know if I can. I'm not a female, so I don't know if I can paint the town red.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think men can do that too. Like
Maybe. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for
Yeah.
painting. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks to
It's
the
always
mods
fun
for,
to see more minis.
for picking. Yeah, and whatever your skill level, just post in Grand Reveal. We like to see your journey. We like
Yeah.
to follow along, and you know, support this guy because he makes YouTube videos.
That's
And,
what I've heard.
You know.
Peace
Bye.
out.
bye.
Do I get to pick the winner?
No.
No, these are the winners.
Okay.
So we
Well,
do a mini of the
semi.
week.
should keep it. No, do I get to pick the winners?
So we do a mini of the week thing on
Yeah.
The Patreon Discord where we pick a winner.
I know
and
that
so-
one.
and
this is the collection
This
of
is
those.
the
Okay,
collection
yeah.
of all
Including
the
the
people.
honorary mentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, excuse my ignorance.
No,
I'm,
that's fine. I need to call it the mini of the month podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the Squidio podcast.